What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Wooly, and we have reached the fourth and final end of the year video, and you know what it is. It's time for the top 15 albums of 2018. Yes, y'all, we finally made it to the point everyone's been waiting for. My top 15 albums of the year, the albums that I listen to the most, that I love the most, and that I think that you need to check out if you haven't, because you fucking up, because these albums are fucking fire as hell. So, in order to release it, as always, we're gonna go through these albums. I'm gonna just let you know what it is, and at the end, I'm gonna give you what I think is the album of the year to me. To me, not you, because fuck what you think. I mean, no, that's all right. Maybe you have a good idea as well, but it's about me right now. So let's highlight into this fucking list, y'all. And the first spot goes to none other than the weatherman himself. I'm talking about Evidence with Whether or Not. This was the first great album of 2018, in my opinion. Evidence is so goddamn dope. Mr. Slow Flow, he always comes through with quality, top-level work with his projects, and this is no different. He rounds out the whole Rain, Weatherman theme with this. The beats on here are fucking amazing. Beats from Alchemist and Twiz the Beat Pro, as well as himself. And then you just had great song after song. I mean, the opening joint, The Factory, set it off so well. And then you got songs like Powder Cocaine that featured Slug, which is on point. What else? Whether or Not, the title track was crazy. Jim Dean, Raindrops, and there's so many other great features on here. I mean, you got Khrysis, Rhapsody, Crondon, who else is on here? Alchemist is up here spitting again. I'm good to hear him rapping again, as well as John Wayne. A great feature list, great beats, like I said, and a great outro that's very heartfelt and touching, which talks about what was Evidence talking about, you know, the process that he had to go through with his late girlfriend, Wendy, who actually passed from cancer. Like, she had to go through a whole bunch of treatments and whatnot, and she just unfortunately did not make it. So that was a very heartfelt moment to end off the album. And I just think this is a great album, probably Evidence's best album, in my opinion, and I still play it to this day. So if you have not listened to Whether or Not by Evidence, do yourself a favor and get on this album, because it is phenomenal and definitely worth a spot in the top 15. Next album on the list, y'all, comes from the Jamla camp, and it is a collaboration joint that just did everything that it was supposed to do correctly and right, and I just can't wait for the next album from these two. I'm talking about Khrysis and Elzhi as Jericho Jackson, with the album Khrysis and Elzhi are Jericho Jackson. You still made the list, nigga, but it's a dope-ass album, fucking crazy beats. Like, at first when I heard it, the beats on here were very just low-key, especially for Khrysis, but it's like, when you hear how Elzhi is rhyming over it, it really just sets the perfect setting for Elzhi to just give us those great lyrics, great metaphors, dope-ass punchlines, and it just fits perfectly well with his style and his flow. And with songs like Overthinking and Self-Made and Friends and Brigettes and Listen featuring Amber Navran, like, this album is so goddamn dope. It's a quote-unquote grade A boom bap joint, but it just has its own personality, and I just can't wait to see what Jericho Jackson does next. They gotta come back next year with a new project. I hope it doesn't take too long for them to do that, because, like, I need some more Jericho in my life. Like, this is not, fuck Chris Jericho. Jericho Jackson's who I need, goddammit. So dope-ass album, great work from you two. Can't wait for the next one. Next album on the list, y'all, goes to none other than Phonte with the album No News is Good News, and goddammit, this album was nothing but good news, because it was fire. This album right here, y'all, is definitely one of my favorites. Like, I was waiting for this album for so long, because, like, after his last solo album, which I think was Charity Starts at Home, I was like, I gotta get that next Phonte rapping album, and he really, really delivered, and he just came in, spit them bars, and got the fuck out. It was a quick, short, concise project, but it got the job done, and he talks about some real grown man shit on this album. And there's so many great songs on here. I mean, you got Expensive Jeans, Past the Tigolo, Such Is Life, Sweet You, and of course, the boom bap banger, So Help Me God, I Murder You Niggas. Oh my God, that song's still fire. And it's just a great, solid album from Phonte. And I know he's gonna take a while for him to come back with another solo album. I mean, he's doing the foreign exchange stuff. He's trying to get that Grammy, that singing nigga Grammy. I see you, Phonte. Go ahead and do it. You can do it, bruh. But hopefully we get another rapping album from him soon, because he is an amazing MC, and this album just showcases that no matter how old you get, you can still make some quality rap, even if it's that grown man shit, because, like, as you get older, that shit resonates with you. I felt some of that shit he was saying. So dope album, nothing but good news. Phonte killed it, definitely worth a spot on the top 15. The next album on the list, y'all, goes to Apathy with The Widow's Son. Now, this was a dope ass underground grimy gritty boom bap joint that I had to just put on the list because it was so damn fire. Apathy comes through with some crazy, aggressive, rugged bars all over this joint. The production on here is dope as fuck. You got tons of great features on this album from like AG as well as Pharaoh Monch, self-titles on here, a lot of others. And my favorite song on here is still The Order. Them Primo cuts on there, and that Primo beat is just so goddamn nasty. So that shit is so fire, but the whole album is on point. So shout out to Apathy. Dude, follow me on Instagram. Appreciate that, because like we cool now. Like, see, niggas love me. Niggas fuck with me. But point is this, The Widow's Son is a dope-ass album. Apathy did his damn thing. Definitely worth a spot in the top 15. Check it out if you into that boom bap hardcore shit, because it's all up in that thing and it sounds good. Next album on the list, y'all, is probably my favorite collaboration album of the year, and I really didn't expect it to be as good as it was, and I just love this album, y'all. And I'm talking about none other than Jean Grae and Quelle Khrysis with Everything's Fine. You're goddamn right it is, because this album is so goddamn good. The production on this album is so like unique but amazing at the same time, and the fact that Quelle Khrysis and Jean Grae both share production duties on here, you can just see that they're a real couple in real life, but you can see that they work so well together. Jean Grae, her bars on here are phenomenal, and it's sad because she's retired from rap, y'all. Like, Jean Grae ain't gonna be rapping no more. Like, I mean, I still got Rhapsody, but Jean Grae was my first rap wife. I miss her. I love you still. It's okay. I understand. You've put in a lot of work. And Quelle Khrysis, who I've been really hit and miss with, I have to say on this album, he really shut me up real quick because his bars on here were on point, his flow, his style, I really just gel with it more. I think it's because him and Jean are just so polar opposites with their style and flow, but they just mesh so well. It's like peanut butter and jelly, and it makes a good ass sandwich. And I gotta say, one of the most beautiful beats of the year is on this album, done by Jean Grae, and I'm talking about the closed-out River. That beat is so fucking gorgeous, and that song just to end the album out is perfect. But not just that song, but other songs like Gold, Purple, Orange, Zero, My Contributions to This Scam. It's got an amazing feature list. I mean, they got fucking Hannibal Buress and Nick Offerman, as well as like cats like Euro Droog, all in the same album. Like, that shit gets no better. It's got some comedic moments on here, some very real moments on here, and it just gives you everything that you could want from these two, and they did it so well. So yeah, everything's more than fine. It's like super fine. It's like mega fine, but it's good as hell. So definitely check out this album if you haven't. You will not be, I mean, if you don't like this album, either you don't like good shit or you just fucking stupid. You're dumb. You're not fine. You're fucking sick in the head, because it's fucking on point. Definitely worth a spot in the top 15. Next album on the list, y'all, was an album that didn't even get a Granddad approved, but after listening to it more and more as the year went on, I just started to like it more and more, and I had to give it that notch up. I'm talking about Royce the 5'9" with Book of Ryan. Royce has been killing it for so long, y'all, and this year he dropped not only Prime 2, but a solo album as well. And this album right here just shows that Royce is not, even though he's been in the game for so long, he's given us his best material, I think, to date on this project. The storytelling on here is fucking great. The bars on here are great. It's like, it really is a book of him and his life. He's even got his son kind of like doing like little narrations and little skits in there as well, which is kind of cool. But I mean, everything on here just works for the most part. There are some songs on here that I thought were mad, but they did grow on me after a while. But then there are also great, amazing songs on this album. I mean, there's songs like Caterpillar, which, I mean, you already know what that is with Eminem. Not the remix, the regular one. Fuck that shit. Oh my God. And then also songs like Woke and songs like Power, which is probably the best storytelling song I probably heard this year. Like, the storytelling in that song is so funny, but so real and so well told. Royce is a fucking genius for that shit. As well as other songs like Cocaine, talking about his father's cocaine addiction and him finding out that his father was on cocaine, and so many other songs. It's a deeply personal album. It really is the Book of Ryan, and you just get a better sense of who Royce the 5'9", the person, is. So it's a great album. After I listened to it more, it just warmed up to me even more and more, and it's definitely worth a spot on the top 15. The next album on the list, y'all, is what I think is the best of the whole 7-song Kanye production thing that he was doing with all of his artists, and I'm gonna give it to none other than Pusha T with Daytona. Now, the cover is fucking crazy as shit, but the album was fucking dope as hell. Now, this is the best of the 7-song series of albums that Kanye produced. I think the production on here is Kanye's best. Fucking Pusha T is killing it. I mean, the beats on here are just menacing and dark and gritty, so it fits his flow and his cadence very, very well. There's songs like If You Know, You Know, which is the opener, which fucking set the tone really well. You got Hard Piano, which is literally a hard-ass piano with Rick Ross. Santeria is dope. What Would Meek Do with Kanye, which is one of Kanye's best verses, I would think. And also Infrared, which set off the whole chain of events, which is with the Drake beef and the Kanye shit, and the whole mess started. So that's where that all started, was with the Infrared shit. And that was all on DAYTONA. The album was dope, very well put together. It was only 7 songs in like 20 minutes, but I think out of all of them, out of Ye, Kids See Ghost, Nasir, and whatever else that they did, DAYTONA still was the first and the best out of all of them, and Pusha T did his damn thing. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's only 7 songs, so might as well get to it. It won't take you that long, half hour, that's like a TV show. It's like a TV show, so watch the TV show, but it's like some drug dealing, hard ass beats and shit. Like it's not for the kids. It's not for the kids, but it's dope as fuck. Definitely worth for the top 15. Check it out. The next album, y'all, is the album that literally almost put me in the hospital and fucked up my house and burned the shit down. I'm talking about Black Thought and Ninth Wonder with Streams of Thought Volume 1. Now, this is what I was saying on the last video, y'all. It was between this and Volume 2 for this slot because I love both these projects so damn equally, but I had to sit back and think about how it made me feel from the first time I listened to it. And I gotta say, when I first popped in this shit, I got more excited, more hype. I was more just like, oh my God, with this project, with Volume 1 than on Volume 2. And I think that has to do with the Ninth Wonder production on here, as well as the Khrysis production on here, which I think is phenomenal with that boom bap shit. I mean, Dostoevsky, if I say that right or wrong, was fucking phenomenal with Rhapsody. You know you're gonna get me if you throw Rhapsody on the shit. You know what it is. As well as Making a Murderer, Ninth Verse Thought, 215, I mean 215, but 215, you know what I'm trying to say. And I mean, what else? Thank You. I wanna thank you. Come on now. This whole EP was fucking fire. I was literally like in shock. My ugly face didn't stop like for like a good half hour, an hour after I was done listening to the shit. It was scary, but I made it. But the point is this project, this EP between Black Thought and Ninth Wonder came off phenomenally, and I just love everything about it. And honestly, like y'all, I want another one. We need another one from these two, or a full-length album, because the chemistry that they have is just fucking amazing. So definitely check it out. Check out both volumes, Volume 1 and Volume 2 with Salam Remy. Both of them are amazing. Like I said, like this is Volume 1 for me and this is Volume 2. It's that fucking close, but this album right here on fucking point. Next album, y'all, goes to the gangster motherfucker who low-key wanted to be a singing nigga. I knew it, and when I saw this fucking album cover, I knew I was right the whole goddamn time. I'm talking about Freddie Gibbs with Freddie. Like, first of all, he already won 2018 with one of the best album covers. This shit is fucking fire as fuck. It was the whole Teddy P joint. But the thing is, this album is no singing nigga shit. It's some hard-ass Freddie Gibbs rapping shit. I mean, yeah, he's got one song in there where he's actually singing, like, fucking around and whatnot. But actually, the most of the album is just some crazy-ass beats from Whoa, Kitty, killing it. And with songs like Wait, which just sets the album off crazy. Automatic, you know, Whipping That Richard Pride. Come on now. Fucking fire. Set, Toe Tag, I mean shit, 03 Greedos on here with the song Death Row, which is like the whole NWA Eazy-E joint, the Boys in the Hood joint. Like, I mean, come on now, this album is just so fucking fire and dope. And it just goes to show that Freddie Gibbs just continues to give us quality project after quality project, as well as he's blue balling us with this goddamn Bandana album. Nigga, get Mad Lib on the phone and tell them to drop this shit, or somebody drop this shit. I know y'all got the album, y'all fucking with us. Like, you know goddamn well we gonna keep waiting. 2019, please just give it to us. Like, please, like, we wait on. I know it's done. I saw you listening to this shit on Instagram, Freddie. Stop trying to. But the point is this album's fucking fire, and I just, hey, Freddie did it again. He did it once again. He's had a hell of a 2018 and 2019. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna stop. But yeah, drop Bandana first. Bandana, and then a singing nigga album. That's all I need from you, Freddie, and then 2019 is good for me with you. But definitely check this out. It's fire. Next album on the list, y'all, was an album that I really didn't even want to or think about reviewing, but people kept putting me onto it, and I got late to it. But when I listened to it, I was really blown away by how good it is. And I'm like, yo, it's literally one of my favorite albums of the year. I'm talking about Denzel Curry with Taboo. Now, I really wasn't too big into Denzel Curry's work before this. I mean, I've heard about him, but I really just decided not to check out his stuff. But for some reason, people kept telling me to check out Taboo, and I finally did, and god damn it, this album is phenomenal. The album has a really dope concept where it's split into 3 parts, which is light, dark, and gray, I believe. Some shit like that, but it's really dope how he did it, as well as just great production on here. I mean, songs like Black Balloons has a great beat. Sumo is a hard-hitting joint. Clout Cobain, which at first I really didn't didn't care too much for, but it warmed up to me, as well as songs like Super Saiyan Superman, even though Superman a bitch, nigga. Like, he don't fuck. Don't you dare blast Mr. Saiyan race with that bitch ass nigga. Sorry, I got in my feelings. As well as so many other joints on here. It's a dope ass album, dope concept, and I think Denzel Curry has really went into another level with his talent, his skill, his flow, his production choices, his songwriting. Everything has seemed to upgrade and increase, which I really, really like, because I really, like I said, didn't care for much of his earlier work, like Imperial and all that other stuff before was okay to me, but this right here shows that he really stepped it up, and I can't wait to see what he does next year or whatever year he decides to drop something else, because this shit right here was fire. Next album on the list, y'all, was a super underground joint, but it was fucking fire and probably one of the most unique and well-crafted concepts of the year. I'm talking about Ka and Animas as the Hermit and the Recluse with Orpheus versus the Sirens. That's a lot of shit to say, but it's a dope-ass album. It centers around the whole story of Orpheus and Greek mythology and whatnot, and Ka's pretty much just likening the tales of Greek mythology and the tales of Orpheus himself to his own life in the streets, and he does it so well. Just like Ka's done in albums in the past where he's just liking other things to his own upbringing and story and just made it into a very unique and cool concept, he does it once again on here. The production on here is very, very lo-fi, off-kiltered, very just kind of stripped down, but that's just perfect for Ka, who has a very monotone and kind of stripped down style and flow to himself, but he's got this hypnotic tone that makes you just want to listen to what he says, and he has some very, very poignant, very dope, very clever wordplay on here, which is just awesome. And Animas' production on here actually fits Ka's style very well, and after you get used to listening to it, it really does sound phenomenal. Songs like Sirens, Fade, The Punishment of Sisyphus, Argo, Atlas, I mean, all the songs on this album are fucking great, so definitely check out Orpheus versus the Sirens from Hermit and the Recluse if you haven't. It's sort of an album that's gonna have to take some time to get used to if you're not used to hearing music like this, but honestly, if you dive deep into this project, it is very, very brilliant and a great listen, and just one of my favorites of the year easily, so it had to get a spot in the top 15. Next album, y'all, is yet another collaboration album. We had a lot of collabos this year, y'all, and this one right here is just some grade A, 100% pure, uncut hip-hop, and I love it. I'm talking about Apollo Brown and Joell Ortiz with Mona Lisa. This album is just bars and beats to the 10th degree, y'all. This shit is fucking fire as hell. Joell Ortiz is a spitter. Apollo Brown is a beat master with the boom bap shit, head nodding joints, ugly face neck brace all day, and it just comes together well because their styles are just so like complimentary of each other. Like each song on here is just fucking dope as fuck. Songs like Cocaine Fingertips, My Block, Timberland Up with Royce the 5'9", which is dope as fuck, as well as my favorite song on here, Grace of God. That beat is so fucking dope. Oh my god, I love that beat. And the whole album just is fucking phenomenal, and it's pretty much just centered around the theme of Mona Lisa, or as I guess beauty is in the eye of the beholder, or your art is the beauty that's the eye of the beholder. But it's just a really cool like small centered concept that they go with, and it really comes off very well. Dope ass album, dope ass beats, crazy ass bars. If you into that hip hop, you into that pure grade A shit, this is for you, because they both killed it. Great album. I hope we get another one from them in the future, because this shit was too goddamn good. Next time on the list, y'all, it's from the Jamla squad, the whole Jamla squad. And they didn't put me on this shit, but that's okay. I'm gonna still put them on the list because it's fire, but it would have been more fire if I was on it. I'm still salty about it, y'all. It don't matter. Ninth Wonder presents Jamla as the Squad 2. Next on the list, and this album is fucking phenomenal, y'all. The whole Jamla squad came together for a great compilation project. I mean, you got the whole crew. You got Ninth on here on the beats, as well as the rest of the Soul Council. Rap City on here, Ruben Vincent, Jericho Jackson, Actual Proof is back in the mix, which is dope as fuck. Heather Victoria singing it all, and as well as many other features like Conway, Pharoah Monch's on here, Busta Rhymes is on here, Black Thought's on here, a lot of other niggas that ain't me is on here. I'm still mad about it, but you still on the list because I fuck with y'all. 3. Get me on 3, please. I'm asking you one last time. I'm gonna ask you all year until it happens. Like, call me. You ain't got my number. Email me, Twitter, something, chat. But the point is this album is fucking fire as fuck. I mean, so many dope songs. The opening joint, Welcome to Jam Rock, Machine vs. McQueen, or Machine and McQueen, whatever. The Machine and McQueen is in the game. It's all good. As well as the Joiner. That shit's fire as fuck. I mean, so many joints on here. I mean, that's a long ass album. That's like 20 plus tracks, y'all, over an hour long. Pure fire. You're going to need a neck brace and some facial reconstruction surgery by the time it's all said and done, because there's nothing but crazy spitters, dope singers, good beats, and no Granddad Wooly. It's a shame. It's a fucking shame, but it's okay because it's still a spot in it for the top 15. So check it out. Next album on the list is yet another collaboration album. Big surprise, but this one is also dope as fuck, and it comes from Masta Ace and Marco Polo with A Breukelen Story. Now, Masta Ace has always been one of my favorite MCs of all time. Marco Polo has always been a dope-ass producer to me. So when I found out they were doing an album, I was really excited, and this shit came off perfectly amazing. And also, the concept, which is always the concept album with Masta Ace, isn't centered around Masta Ace this time, but more so Marco Polo's story, which I thought was very unique and dope. So you hear more of Marco Polo's story into hip-hop and how he kind of got into the game, and Masta Ace is pretty much playing sort of that narrator. And there's really a lot of great songs on this album. Get Shot, Breukelen, which is like the title track, which is dope as fuck. Also, Man Law, which is dope as hell. The fight song, I mean, you got Pharaoh Mantra on here, Styles P's on here, Elzhi's on this album. I think the song's called Corporal Punishment or Capital Punishment. Can't remember the name in my head, but I think it's Corporal Punishment. But the songs on here are fucking fire as fuck. The album is fucking fire. It's great production from Marco Polo. It fits Masta Ace's style perfectly. Ace still has it after all these years. I'm glad to see him still kicking in the game. And it's just a great fucking album. I got nothing else to say, but just listen to the shit because it's fire and definitely worth a spot on the top Fiddeen. And here we go, y'all. It's that time for me to announce the final album, which I consider my album of the year. And you probably already know what it is because I've already said it before, but goddamn it, it's held strong. And it's none other than Lupe Fiasco, Drogas Wave. This album is fucking brilliant and phenomenal on so many levels. First of all, conceptually, it's fucking amazing. The fact that Lupe took the concept of slavery and turned it on its head the way he did with the story that he crafted in the beginning of this album was fucking insane. As well as the second concept of drugs in the second half of the album, because honestly, y'all, he told us after the fact, but this was actually a double album smashed into one, and you can tell. I mean, there's so many great storytelling moments on here, so many dense lyrics on here, double meanings, double entendres, fucking metaphors up the ass. Like literally, there's so much to break down with this album. The production on here is phenomenal. It really does sound or feel like a fucking big live movie. It's so much to this album, y'all. And I was in awe listening to this project. I was literally in shock. I mean, Gold versus The Right Things to Do. Oh my God. I mean, the opening track, which is him pretty much fucking rapping in Spanish, is fucking dope as hell too. I just love the vibe of how it sets it off. As well as, you know, Janila Forever, a crazy powerful track. As well as Allen Forever, which is another powerful track. Wave Files. I mean, this album is crazy long, but it just works for what it is. And it's just a beautifully crafted, well put together album. And Mural Jr., like I didn't think that he could live up to the first Mural, but Mural Jr. is just as dope as the first Mural. Like it's not as long, but it's just as fucking dope. And this album is fucking crazy, y'all. Like I've seen people saying, oh, it's too long, or they don't get the concept, or whatever it is, and that. Fuck that. This album was one of the best put together albums, and the fact that Drogas Light was such a letdown, and then he comes back with this shit, I can't wait for his next album, whatever it's going to be, and hopefully he keeps that momentum. But you know, Lupe, he's always on that roller coaster shit, but I'm going to just accept the fact that this album right here, Drogas Wave, is one of the best lyrical, production, conceptual, and just thematic albums of the year, if not the most of all those in the year, in my opinion, and that's why I had to give it album of the year, because not only did he turn things around from Drogas Light so well, but he just gave us an album that nobody expected and was way above anything else anybody could have crafted this year, in my opinion. So there it is, y'all. Lupe Fiasco, Drogas Wave is my album of the year. And there it is, y'all. That's going to do it for the year of 2018, y'all. So let me know what you think of my top 15, what you think of the other lists. And I really appreciate everybody watching these videos, as well as all the reviews for the year, all the support. It's been a good year for me, y'all. Like, I mean, I hit 5,000 subs finally. I became the newest member of Dead End Gaming, the podcast from Dead End Hip Hop, which is dope as fuck. So look out for more of that in 2019. The new album is finally signed, sealed, and ready to go. We just got to get the whole technicalities put together. So 2019, that shit's dropping, as well as a other bunch of dope stuff happening. And of course, you're going to still get the reviews and the videos. You know I ain't going nowhere. So I thank everybody for the support. Let's make 2019 bigger than 2018, and let's just keep this shit going. So give it a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know what you think of my list. Tell me what your top 15 of the year is, and we're going to debate about the shit. But that's all, y'all. That's it. I'm done. Happy New Year to everybody. Enjoy yourselves, and see you in 2019. So until next time, I take my leave. Granddad, the top 15 of 2018. There's the list. Are you pissed or are you happy? Let me fucking know. Because it really don't matter to me. I'm done. The year's over with. Fuck it. Nigga, 2019, here we come. I'm out of here.